In the first week of August, a team of local high school athletes walked away from the LLB Big League Baseball World Series in South Carolina with Taiwan's first win in the competition in 20 years. The championship brought big bragging rights to an island where baseball has consistently proved one of the most popular sports. Taiwan's strength in baseball is reflected not only in those competing in the domestic league, but also in the players that go on to ply their trade overseas. But how does a country go about producing top players in the first place? The key is in developing young talent. Our Sunday in-depth report.
This player watches his coach on the sidelines for signs on the pitches to be thrown. Even with the stadium almost empty, members of the team from Cheongdo Senior High School in Sinju are taking their game very seriously. The 17 and 18-year-old baseball players on teams like this one have to seize every opportunity they get, because each competition is an important way to build experience as well as a chance to be seen by a professional scout. 20 years ago, however, baseball players in their teens had far fewer opportunities to compete. A big breakthrough on this front came with the Golden Dragon High School Championships, which were first held in 1995 as part of a national series of privately funded baseball development events.
Players like Guo Hongzhi and Cao Jinhui attracted the attention of scouts from U.S. Major League Baseball and other leagues because of their outstanding performance while in high school. It was during that time that high school baseball players in Taiwan started to receive recognition on an international scale.
The Golden Dragon High School Championships allowed many Taiwanese players to be discovered by scouts from all over the world. Sadly, the competition ended after 8 years, depriving upcoming local stars of a platform on which to earn recognition.
Before, there were only 3 major competitions. There was little likelihood of being seen with so few competitions, especially when you add that to poor conditions on the ground or an inability to adapt to the conditions.
Holding a large-scale competition for young baseball teams requires a budget of several million Taiwan dollars. But because the exhibitions don't take in any money from ticket sales, few corporations are willing to shell out for sponsorship fees.
Unlike other sports, to hold a baseball event you need a big venue and lots of players. Baseball is a sport which requires a lot of capital.
Despite the high cost, baseball has consistently been one of the few sports in which Taiwan is able to garner international recognition. Acknowledging this, a group of local banks came together to expand funding for the Chinese Taipei Baseball Association, 3 years after the Golden Dragon Championships ended. These exhibitions aren't just stages on which to be noticed, they're also useful for training young players on how to handle the stress involved in competition.
There are various factors that might affect your performance on the field. The more you encounter these factors, the better you'll be able to face the pressure of competition, and your actions on the field will come more naturally. So the results of competition are positive on balance.
In the past, young Taiwanese players weren't familiar with the notion of exercise as a way of preventing injury, and some didn't take the steps necessary to take care of their arms, overexerting themselves. Many of these same players experienced recurrences of old injuries after joining professional teams. Now, with so many competitions for young players, is it possible that some teams might cripple their own players in the search for success? 17-year-old Zhang Junkai is a pitcher on Taoyuan's Pingzhen Senior High baseball team. He has good velocity and a strong arm, and during daily practice sessions takes care to limit the number of pitches he throws to under 40. Zhang also rests 4 days after every game. It's a policy that his coach insists on in order to protect the health of his players.
These days, there are coaches who focus on aggressiveness, and there's some who focus on stamina. There's lots of coaches and lots of information out there too. Our understanding of injuries has improved, training methods have become more diversified, and each type of practice has a goal. Nobody will tell you just to go out and throw a pitch every day. Now we help players train through a step-by-step process.
After 10 years, have the hundreds of millions of Taiwan dollars spent by these businesses on training young baseball talent actually helped any of them make it big?
Some are playing in the domestic league, and one is playing for the Cebu Lions in Japan. That's Guo Junlin. Others are playing in the MLB, including Wang Wei-jung and Zheng Renhe, who are some of the more popular ones.
Like those who come before them, young Taiwanese ball players with potential continue to go overseas to pursue their dreams. Zhang Yihan, a talented hitter and outfielder who played on the Chengde Senior High team, will go on to study in the U.S. at Florida Atlantic University, where he's already been selected to play on the school's baseball team. He hopes to one day make it to the major leagues.
For me, it's like being in a dream. It's a bit unreal, but because it's getting closer, I want to seize the opportunity. I want to continue studying, and because I'm going to the States for college, I want to spend more time reading my English textbooks and surfing English websites as a way of practicing my listening skills.
Jiang Zhongyuan is one of Zhang's high school classmates as well as the catcher on the school team. He's currently ranked as one of the best catchers in Taiwan's youth baseball leagues.
Catcher is a really important position because you're supposed to be a leader for your teammates on the field. As some of your teammates aren't hitting well or making errors, if they're second-guessing themselves over their mistakes, I'll remind them that it's no big deal, that they just need to do their best before making another mistake.
Many of these young players have been going to practice almost every day for years and rose through Taiwan's junior leagues with one goal in mind: to one day prove themselves on baseball's biggest stage.